It's a orange juice.
Hey everyone, we're going to show you some battles featuring the Ice Golem with different decks. In this video, we're not focused on showcasing decks who won or lost. Rather, we wanted to show you the Ice Golem being used in real battle situations. Let's get into a match where Mana plays a chip cycle deck and I play a giant deck. Right off the bat, Mana starts off with an Ice Golem Hog push. The Ice Golem tanks for the Hog, so I need more than just the Tombstone. And the Hog doesn't swing. I made the mistake of planting the Ice Wizard in the other lane, so my counter push isn't going to be as strong. I send in my Miner anyways to support my Mega Minion, clearing the goblins with Zap to ensure my Mega Minion can get at least one hit in. I defended with a Tombstone, which would have made sense if I were running a chip cycle deck, but with a giant push deck, I was better off just letting the Ice Wizard chip my tower. So Mana sends in an Ice Golem in the back. He's playing a cycle deck, so he's going to have faster responses than me. Knowing that my Tombstone is still out of rotation, he sends in a Hog. Desperate to cycle my deck, I overreacted with a Zap and a late Tombstone. Knowing this, Mana sends in an Ice Golem backed up by Goblins. At this point, there's nothing I can do. And that 4 elixir combo takes advantage of my misplays. Getting ready for a large push, I plant my Giant in the back, and Mana responds with a Hog. I wanted to save my Mega Minions for the giant push, so I countered with an Ice Wizard. He runs an Inferno Tower to address my Giant, so I used Lightning to stun the Inferno Tower. It's not quite enough to take out the Ice Golem, so my Mega Minion gets distracted by it. By now, Mana has already cycled back to another Ice Golem. Getting ready for this big push, I defend with an Ice Wizard. Mana decides to split push. I tried to distract the Mega Minions with guards, but they melted away. With about 20 seconds left, I know I'm going to lose unless a miracle of misplays happens, so I plant my Giant up in the front. Nope, Mana has an Inferno Tower. And that is good game. Let's explore what I did horribly wrong. Right here, I zapped to cycle to my Tombstone, when I should have just sent in my Miner in the back to tank the Ice Wizard, and to shovel the Hog. Then I would have had Zap to prevent those goblins from dealing over 1,000 damage to my tower. Here was another misplay. I was really greedy and wanted to zap the goblins and the tower. In that moment of greed, I missed 2 goblins. Now watch how this one goblin takes out my guards and jabs at my tower. MVP. Let's hop into another match where Mana plays the Giant, Prince, Mega Minion deck, and I play my personal favorite Inferno deck. Ice Golem seems to substitute an Ice Spirit or Zap in a deck relatively well, at least for this deck. We both start off with an Elixir Pump. He starts off with a Giant, and I need to cycle to my Lava Hound. The only proactive card in my hand is the Ice Golem, which works out, allowing me to cycle to my Lava Hound. This is critical because I'm already planning to sick my Inferno Dragon on his Giant. The Inferno Dragon always needs a tank in the front. Mana answers with a Prince, but I'm not worried. My Ice Golem is beast. His Musketeer is going to be distracted by my Lava Hound. My Ice Wizard is necessary in this deck because the Inferno Dragon only deals half as much damage as an Inferno Tower. At this point, I've already cycled back to another Ice Golem, which provides so much value. It tanks the Musketeer and Mega Minion. I send in my Miner to tank for the Inferno Dragon. Mana has no answers to this, so he plays a Desperation Giant. Knowing the Inferno Dragon is absolutely terrible at chasing units, I planted another Inferno Dragon to take out his tower. Although looking back, I could have answered with Goblins. Mana correctly responds to my double dragons with a Musketeer. He's trying to get value out of that Musketeer, so he plants an Ice Spirit and Prince in the front. Knowing that the Ice Spirit doesn't kill my goblins, I send them in to distract the Prince and Musketeer, and Mega Minion right on top to take out his Musketeer. I played a defensive Ice Golem to soak up shots from the Prince, and anticipated its death would slow his Mega Minion, buying my Ice Wizard time to target his Mega Minion. The Ice Golem offered incredible value for just 2 elixir. 1 minute remaining, I start pumping up. As soon as I planted it, I realized I should have planted it on the left side since he has poison. I try to save myself the headache of a huge giant Prince push by taking out his pump, but he counters with a Musketeer. Mana plants a Prince on the left. I have Ice Golem to pull the Prince and tank the Musketeer. My Inferno Dragon is safely attacking the Giant behind my Lava Hound, stopping that massive push completely. With 20 seconds left, there's no way Mana is going to be able to build up a big push. And that is the first victory for game number 2. Let's have a quick recap to see what Mana could have done better. Right at the very beginning, he was greedy and wanted to take out my pump. It would have provided insane value against the Inferno Dragon, Mega Minion, and Ice Wizard instead. That single misplay cost him the tower from the first push. Hopping onto the third game, we go for a rematch because that poison misplay wasn't quite a fair match. Just like in the first match, we go off with aggressive elixir collectors. I plant a Mega Minion in the back. He plants a Prince. I immediately prepare to tank with an Ice Golem. I didn't play proactive goblins in case he has Zap. With the goblins planted in the front, there's no way he could have zapped them in time. Combined with the Ice Golem, they just tank everything on the field, trying to get value out of my counter push. I want to tank the tower with Miner, and take out his pump at the same time. That backfires on me when he plants a Musketeer to take out my entire army. He plants a pump, so I played a pump. With the Musketeer approaching, I try to kite her with my Ice Golem, but that backfires on me as he walks out of range. Trying to capitalize on the Golem, I sent in goblins and an Ice Wizard. His Ice Spirit only clips one goblin, but his zap was absolute value. With the Giant protecting his Mega Minion, there's no way I can plant an Inferno Dragon, so I plant my Lava Hound to distract it. Then I plant my Inferno Dragon away from the poison and away from his Mega Minion. A bit early on the Mega Minion plant, his Mega Minion takes out mine. The Inferno Dragon is an amazing card if you can constantly keep a tank in front. I quickly plant my Ice Golem, and that backfires because the Ice Golem is slower than frozen water. I should have just let my Inferno Dragon die, but the Ice Golem only costs 2 elixir, so that misplay was much more forgiving. Scared for a huge Giant push, I immediately go and try to take out his elixir pump. This results in a large counter push, but everything is okay, because I can kite his Prince into the other lane with an Ice Golem. Sitting at 10 elixir, I planted my Lava Hound a bit early, but I wanted to distract his Musketeer. Mana goes in with a Giant push on the right side. I counter his Giant with my Inferno Dragon, and I know an Ice Golem can tank 4 shots from a Mega Minion. My push on the left side does nothing, so I know my only hope is to counter push with what I have on the right side. My Ice Wizard does work. It took out the Mega Minion on the right side, then the left side, and tanks 1 shot from the Musketeer. Counter pushing on the right side. It's all or nothing at this point, so I send in my Miner. Mana responds with a Mega Minion. My Inferno Dragon isn't quite strong enough, so I plant another Dragon. And with all of those units rushing in, he either has to distract my Dragon or take out my units. But unable to defend both, I take the tower for match number 3. Let's recap what we could have done better. The most glaring and reoccurring mistake I made in these matches was that I knew he had poison, so I should have planted the pump on the bottom corner. In the 4th and final match, Mana is using the same Giant Prince meta deck. I changed it up by building a triple Musketeer deck. I took this deck from ladder and replaced the Knight for an Ice Golem to see if I could make it work. He plants an Ice Spirit to cycle his Giant, so I plant my Ice Spirit to cycle my Elixir Pump. Going in with an Ice Golem to tank the Musketeer, my Mini P.E.K.K.A does work to the Giant. With all that's going on, I go in to take out his Elixir Pump, but that backfired when Mana plants a Mega Minion. My goblins were able to tank the Musketeer for the Mini P.E.K.K.A. I don't want any damage to my tower, so I kite the Mega Minion with my Ice Golem. Mana goes in with a Giant. I split push 2 Musketeers on the left side because I wanted to bait out a poison on the right side. The bait pays off, and the 2 Musketeers on the left side do work, while my Mini P.E.K.K.A takes care of his Giant. With my Musketeer still alive, I plant an Ice Golem to tank, and it does a great job protecting my Musketeer, all while I'm defending his Prince on the left side. The field reset, so we both plant pumps. Mana plants a rear Giant, so I plant my Miner to pressure his pump, and it doesn't pay off at all. Again, using the same logic of splitting my Musketeers, Mana has to choose between 2 Musketeers, or 1 Musketeer and an Elixir Collector. I planted an Ice Golem to protect my Musketeers, but Mana zaps my Musketeers, so I started applying pressure on the right side. And while the Ice Golem is tanking, I have a Miner that can take out his Musketeer. I plant the Ice Golem to pull his Prince, and to tank for the Musketeer. I quickly planted my Mini P.E.K.K.A to KO his Musketeer, but was too slow to react and the Giant distracts my Mini P.E.K.K.A. Lucky for me, the tower was already locked onto her. As soon as he planted a poison, I knew this was my window of opportunity. I go in with a Miner on the right, and an Ice Golem on the left, but the Golem is way too slow. The verdict of replacing Knight for Ice Golem? They may share similar health, but the Ice Golem is much slower, has 5 times less DPS, and it slows units upon death. He's more suited as a defensive reactive card. I found myself using him more on defense in this match. The Ice Golem may be classified as a low-cost tank, but it performs exceptionally well as a defensive card that you want dying on your side of the arena. When killing 3 Musketeers, you want to plant the Ice Golem beside the clump, not on top. This ensures the Fire Spirits can splash onto all 3 Musketeers. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more quality OJ.